What's cracking, guys? Omar Isaf here, back with another video. Got my main man himself, Mr. Whispers here, because we're talking all about being overweight. When I was overweight, lessons I learned from being overweight. And I'm being serious here, where I think it's taken me a long time to admit this, but I did get fat, and I did get fat 2 times. I had a goal. I was trying to bulk, I was trying to build muscle, but it went horribly. Something I've never said before is not only did I do it 1 time, I did it 2 times, so I made the same mistakes. But I think a lot of things happen when you accumulate so much fat that are negative. Most people don't talk about these things, and I see in the fitness industry, we could talk just in general being overweight, but then we could relate it into the bulking or the bro bulking, what people say. But I think it's largely negative. I have no positives I can think of getting super fat to try and build muscle, but extends far beyond just fitness, you getting fat. And I want to talk a little bit about that, give a little bit of story time. Hopefully some of you guys out there, I think bro bulking, I don't know, let me know in the comment section below. It seems to be not as popular as it once was. Being a young YOLO, when I first started training, I wanted to gain as much muscle as possible. I read you should gain 10 pounds per month. So I said, you know what? Fuck it, I'll do it. I like a good challenge. I went from 140 pounds in 8 months to 220 pounds. And I thought I was on track. I thought everything was going great. I did not know how fat I got. And keep in mind, when people say, well, what does it mean overweight? Bro, you're training, like you looked okay. No, I was fat, man. They say, I think the definition, if you're over 30% body fat, you're obese. Maybe it's 35%, but I was well over 30% body fat. So once again, at 220 pounds, I probably had 150 pounds, if that, of lean muscle mass. So you just do the math right there. That's a whole lot of extra fat that I gained in a very short period of time. I didn't realize how fat I'd become until my mom told me I was fat. I had all these symptoms. I'd walk up a flight of stairs and I'd get winded, I'd be sweating, I'd have trouble sleeping, breathing. I would take 2 shits a day. Like, I'm talking logs here, okay? I'm dropping bombs in the toilet. And all these things, I would be sweating profusely, I'd feel more lethargic, my energy levels would be lower. All these variables that people don't seem to talk about. You know, they say, yeah, like I got fat and then whatever. Here's the problem. I know some bros, especially if they're into sports, they have a really high activity level, so they burn a lot of calories naturally. Then they stop the sports they're doing, and then they get fat because they're just eating the same amount. So they used to burn 3,000 calories, now they're only burning 2,000 a day, but they're still eating 4,000, so slowly over time, they gain weight. But I know some bros, and I wanna give a quick shout out to all those that bro bulked and never cut, where sometimes it happens. When you bulk, I do think there are certain things that happen to your body when you gain that much fat, lessons in being overweight, that your patterns change. Part of it could be a psychological perspective. You're so used to eating food. Another thing could be that your stomach, it expands due to the sheer volume that you're shoving down your throat every single day. The act of mastication, where you're just eating, you're chewing a lot, maybe it sends an impulse to your body. The point is, I know a lot of bros that ended up bulking and they never got trimmed. So they might have started at 150 pounds, their starting weight. They got up to 200, 250 pounds. Some friends of mine that did football, and then they just stayed that weight. So now even 6, 7 years later after starting their bulk, they still haven't lost that fat. So I think something people don't talk about is that this extra gain, this insane amount of fat that we sometimes gain in pursuit of building muscle, it can be really harmful. That's why I'm a huge advocate. People ask me, yo, Omar, come on, man. For some people, it works the dirty bulk. Keyword, for some people, it might not be you. And the point is, you're not building any more muscle than you would be if you were just going on a lean mass phase and gaining 2 pounds per month. So you gain 20 pounds in a year, as opposed to 50, 60, or even 80 like myself. When I said lessons in being overweight, things I learned, however, is that I would never want to be in that position again. But one of the big lessons that I learned is that once you do it 1 time, it's very easy to do it again. And here's what I mean. Because I had eaten so much food over that 8-month period, I got lean. I went from 220 to about 170 pounds, looking pretty good. I'm showing you guys photos here. But then once again, for the new year, I'm like, all right, I know what the mistake was. I didn't do cardio. So I started doing cardio a few times a week. And I basically did the exact same thing. I think that time I ended up being 215 pounds, not 220 pounds. So I looked a little leaner than this. But the same damn thing happened. And that is because, once again, from a psychological perspective, when we talk about hormones, where you get hungrier, all these things, I subconsciously just began eating more, even though I thought I'm not gonna get fat this time. And so there's many pitfalls that can occur, and I don't believe in fat shaming or people that's like, oh man, like it's their choice or whatever, they're getting overweight. I've been fat for a short period of time, 2 times actually. You add it up, it's about a year being fat. It's not fun whatsoever. It's a hard process. I think it's easier to gain 10 pounds or 20 pounds and lose that. The fatter you get, the harder I think it is to ultimately peel off all that extra fat. So lessons I learned, I would never do it again. I would never be in a dirty bulk. All those other health issues that you could potentially have, such as, like I said, the lethargy, the sweating, the heavy breathing, just if we talk about long-term, obviously these things, how they could increase your risk for a stroke, for heart disease, for diabetes, type 2 diabetes, all these various factors, it never makes sense. And that's why fitness hopefully is building us up. We're going towards a positive path, right? We're trying to get in better shape, become better people. Sometimes we lose sight of that and we let different goals or different things happen to us. I would say I would never recommend a dirty bulk. I would never recommend it for anyone whatsoever. That's a piece of bro advice that needs to die. So hopefully, if you're a young guy, just comment below how long you've been lifting, perhaps, or maybe the fattest that you've gotten. Maybe we could share all of our stories. I remember putting olive oil on pizza to make sure I got the amount of calories, and I eat a pizza several times a week, just eating to the point where I throw up, just because, once again, good information wasn't out there. I searched how to gain weight on the internet. Guess what pops up? So some of these myths, some of these misconceptions, they need to die. Hopefully, I think we're in a lot better of a place, smarter place. These days, there's more readily available, better information. The bro bulk is dead, needs to die. Lessons in being overweight. Hopefully, you guys learn something. Don't be like me. You spend then far too much time. Just think about it from a time cost perspective. Forget the whole psychological thing, how you feel about yourself when you look in the mirror and you think, damn man, like I'm really fat. Am I ever gonna lose this weight? Some things that I felt when I was overweight. Forget all that. From a time cost perspective, if you gain 80 pounds in a year, then you gotta spend, what, 4 or 5 months losing that weight? You're losing gains that other people, if they just did a slow bulk, like a lean mass phase, they gain 20 pounds every single year, that dude is actually gonna outpace you because he doesn't have to cut so constantly. Anyways, that's all I really wanted to say. I thought I'd share with you guys. I've been getting questions of people that are bulking. You know, summer's around the halfway point, but some people are already thinking about that winter bulk. Lean mass phase, keep it lean, keep it clean. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you like the damn video, I'll be seeing all you guys, my rascals, in that next video. Peace.